Hello, Literates. So this is a poetic presence. I haven't done any in January, but here we are. This is one. I said I'll do 102, and this is the one at the end of the month. So this is, I'm sorry, are you okay? You're not a person. I mean, you are, but I'm not shaking you. Anyway, so this is a poem that I wrote while and after I read the Wings of Ebony by JL. Just came out 3 days ago. Devoured it, loved it, needed to write about it. That book has given me so much, and I can't really talk about it right now because I don't really want to cry. But that book gave me a lot. And I've been waiting. I keep saying we're waiting for it for 9 years, and I have ever since I was 16 and started looking for books that looked like me in the genre that I loved, i.e. fantasy, and didn't find them. And so decided to write my own, and I'm still writing it. And I will. But models are important. And this book has been that for me. And I don't really have anything I can give JL. But I do want to give her words because I have those and I can fashion them into something eloquently grateful. And so that is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm together. I'm okay. So this is a poem of gratitude to Rues and also honestly to the author JL. I'm incredibly grateful to them both. When I was reading Wings of Ebony, I kept thinking about Rues. I don't know if any of y'all read The Hunger Games, but I kept thinking about the little girl from District 11 who gets killed. Kind of a spoiler, but if you haven't read Hunger Games by now, I'm not going to say you deserve everything that comes to you with the spoilers or anything, because you don't deserve that, but like, I don't know what to tell you, I'm sorry. So, I kept thinking about that Rues when I was reading this and thinking how different they were, and how I wish better for the first Rues, and I feel so satisfied and grateful obviously to this Rues, and I kept thinking about them together, and this is how that came out when I was expressing gratitude. I think in addition to me like wanting and needing honestly a model, I'm also more grateful to this Rues because I knew the first one and what happened to her, because I've seen other Black girls and what's happened to them, and I'm grateful that those same things didn't befall this Rues. And so this is gratitude to the author, but that if you hear a different Rues come up, that's her, and that's why, because those two are in relation to each other in my mind. So the two Rues, finally, or vengeance of the whistle and the hood. This is both eulogy and benediction, mourning, lamentations, and mourning come finally at some point. Our lives, our current and persistent vitality has to be as inciting as our death. The first Rues I ever loved was a little girl tucked into the pages of a post-apocalyptic world, because that's where disaster is, the future. And I don't remember if I cried for her. I probably did. I absolutely do now, because every day another Rues gets killed, and every day they treat it like a Hunger Game. A sacrifice. That's our debt and our doom. And I like to think that if the first Rues had been allowed to live, she'd have grown into someone like the second Rues. One not meant to be ram and bush, one empowered to self-definition, self-making, an agent rather than a cherubic angel, a sufficiency enough. I like to think, but that's not what happened. And there was implicit acceptance in her death. Because what could we do when we met her? Rue was already doomed. She was the Mockingjay who lit the flame under Katniss, inspired her to take her work song, Let's Act Like We Don't See the Slavery Parallels of Black folks who sing through hard labor, take her salute, accept her revision of the Mockingjay from a companion and entertainer to the refusal to be either. Let's act like we don't see the civil rights movement, the black radical tradition, and a little black girl. Render her war cry out of respect that happened to have utility. This was the first Rue, a martyr, like so many black characters before her, written to die, strategic reference instead of fond nostalgia or even bitter regret. The second Rue, the second Rue I ever loved would have shown Katniss how to wage war. Finally, a Rue who refuses to be anyone else's spark, who's self-possessed with it, keeps her spark for her and hers because she gotta be. Wanna be spark too, and ember, flame, and raging inferno. A Rue who is allowed to be more than the first and first dead, who is allowed to do more than fly and sing, because we are not just pretty and amusing birds bred from the thing meant to kill us, slaves, I mean mockingjays, nor are we their remains. They live in us. We are a reckoning of their bones. We're not rootless people destined to die on foreign soil, because home is where fam is. Home is block, and we're not stuck here. Rue wasn't stuck there. And she didn't need a mockingjay. She needed a Sankofa bird with silver locks, both rough and soft, to carry her to caves hidden and sanctified. Is it lost on you that this is not a Back to Africa campaign? That ain't always it, because we were always more. Finally, a Rue who goes on mission and comes back. Finally, a Rue who refuses to die for a white protagonist and fade to black. A Rue who is the black, the night sky, the engulfing force of every forgotten black girl who started something she didn't get to finish. Finally, a Rue who comes like an avenging angel of the block, the hood, the fam. A Rue who gets gully with the deliverance. A Rue who will cuss you out, grab her people, fling off that haunting and holy black hood, walk the streets of her hood whistling. It is not finished. To the two Rues,